This second phase of 360 will add 180 megawatts to our capacity by the end of this year. And by early next year, the additional 180 megawatts will be added. That will provide for a generation of a total 560 megawatts for power from this facility.
Close to finishing. We've virtually finished and started pre-commissioning checks right now. And bearing any unforeseen challenges, we expect that by April we should start commissioning on gas, and then we should be able to deliver 220 megawatts into the plant, into the grid. As was said by the minister, plants have already started to add on what we call the steam add-on, which will add 110 megawatts to this facility. And we also started plans and started looking for money already to build the second phase of this plant. We are looking at this enclave to have more than 700 megawatts, and we've started all the necessary arrangement in place.
It is configured to be a combined cycle plant. So once the phase is completed, they will be working on the steam turbine to bring this to combined cycle status. Your Excellency, this is about the cheapest plant we have constructed in the country. On the back of the envelope, you ordinarily expect 1 megawatt to be 1 million, and they are working within 220 to 240 million megawatts.
I can understand how Ghanaians feel in terms of the inconvenience they're going through with the current load management that we are having. But I must say that I'm confident about the future, because with the generation planning that we're doing, we should be able to avoid finding ourselves in this kind of situation again. Going forward, the future looks bright. We're putting in enough generation, but I'll ask Ghanaians to continue to be patient. The minister and his team are doing everything possible to try to bring on stream as much generation as possible. I know that some agreements have been signed to bring on emergency power in a couple of months.
Now, in this regard, the National Council of the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, resolves as follows. 1. AGI is calling for a short-term, time-bound or time-based action plan to reduce the energy deficit in order to resolve the current energy crisis in the country. 2. The association reminds government of its promise to bring on board emergency power packages to increase the generation capacity by the end of the first quarter of 2015. 3. As a matter of urgency, the Ministry of Energy and the Energy Commission should make available the Strategic National Energy Plan, that is 2015 to 2030, and also the 5-year Energy Sector Strategic Development Plan covering 2015 to 2020 should be released alongside for purposes of effective implementation and monitoring. AGI calls for complete institutional reforms of the operations and management of entities responsible for the entire power sector. Government, as a matter of urgency, should ensure full operation of the Tema Oil Refinery, considering its significant contribution to value addition in the manufacturing sector. In addition, TOR's operation will ensure availability of residual fuel oil for steam boilers of industry at competitive cost. It is really a key thing that we should see to the operation or making sure that TOR comes back.
I know his views on timelines, so I was a little bit surprised to hear him giving timelines that up to the end of the year. He knows, he's just been to the ministry, maybe he knows something that we don't know. But what I would say, and the caution that I'll give to people who are going to rely heavily on what he said, is that we have been here when a minister in that particular ministry, that's Honorable Kofi Amabua, gave us promises, I mean not one, numerous promises as to the timelines when Dumso was going to come to an end, and none of them came to pass. All the timelines came past without anything happening. Even the president himself, His Excellency John Mahama himself, gave promise to this nation, the people of this nation, that Dumso was going to be a thing of the past. That was when Buidam was being inaugurated. And what came of it? Nothing. So to hear a new minister come into a ministry, a fairly new ministry, and giving promises of this sort, it's a little bit worrying. Because, you know, I say worrying because a person of his stature at that level in government, if you give a promise like that, businessmen tend to rely on it. And based on that, they make projections, acquisition of machinery and materials in anticipation of what the minister has said. And if it doesn't come to pass, what then happens?
Other members also shared the sentiments of the Fijakwabre South MP.
We can confidently say that that is a serious public relations gimmick that is being played by every person within the rank and file of the government. Nobody should think that the issue of energy is something that somebody somewhere will sit and because he's not part of the government, he's happy that it's happening this way. It affects everybody in this country.
Signing contracts and having memoranda of understanding with foreign partners here and there is not by itself powerful. There are so many intervening variables that we need to consider. And so if the minister comes in to say that by the end of the year, fine. Maybe he has an information, he knows what they have put in place. But we are saying that for now, whatever promises or whatever measures that they will take, at the end of the day, what we are saying is that there should be power now. Once we are able to conjure power for us to use when there is a football match, when there is a celebration, power will be on. Then it means that as a country, we no longer have a problem with generation.
We believe that the John Mahama-led administration is being insincere. The actions and inactions of the government has weakened the financial capacity of VRA. And as we speak, the MDAs and other institutions, in fact, owe the VRA up to the tune of 2 billion Ghana cedis. And we believe strongly that this is the major contributor to what we are experiencing in Ghana today. At a hurriedly arranged press conference yesterday, the government announced its intention to increase the generation capacity by 1,000 megawatts. However, the minister fell short of providing details, financial details, and a timeline for the aforementioned projects. The question is, how is the government going to fund such projects, especially so when it was not captured in the 2015 budget, which was read on the floor of Parliament by the Minister of Finance, Mr. Seth Tekno.
Well, Majlis Wati, adwene to ahodo nyina akokɔ so obi ana gyenkyerɛ AGI4 MPP4 president so aprobo boy asogli togbu afede enso ne nsɛm a wakeka yɛde besia ne sa na se no share picture so
DJX o say o Royal FM on so radio
Royal FM
o say Asenkegwa na DJs awards no man nominated nti ya monto DJX to 1736 na M1 ye papa Omo market Canada do so tamale Joshua say please what's the code? The code 1446 1446 yeah beto asopa 1446 na to say eno na otutu bia otubi masongo radio asempa otubi mama mazimbi radio otubi aboa
ana hwan biem
ena happy birthday wish enkoma Esther Asamoah Donko o say ende wawoda Esther Asamoah Donko. Wish you a year, lots of fun, excitement, beautiful memories, and a good friend and even better person. May God bless you with wonderful times ahead. Happy birthday and thanks for friendship we share. You are an amazing friend with a good heart. May God of hosts pour his love and warmth on you in all walks of life. I love you. From Andrews, Apia, Otre, Multi TV. sound engineer kache senya de hiani wanya wale enti Esther na play happy birthday
so for everybody
was what dog
papa Pentecost rap
Pentecost rap yeah na I love you enti ciao happy birthday to you be mom nya de hiani Esther nya de hiani
logo su kwa so de be come from this year
we wait me time
so mom dallas logo su
za esinum kakra bia na ne ma shale sa
logo su sakete Andrew na papa o so ni bi but on your
Why?
It's also the only.
That's one. When then Thomas. No matter
oh yeah, this. Okay, and that for ACP, Adom Kesee, Ebro, Yakwaba.